Greetings fellow gamers and commanders, and welcome back to my continued playthrough of World of Warships Legends on the Xbox One. I'm of course your host, Orcafester382. Welcome back to my channel. So in my last ship review video we looked at the Tier 3 Wyoming, and today, as you can see, we will be looking at the Tier 4 Nevada Class Battleship. So first of all, let's have a look at the overview. So a Nevada Class Battleship belonged to the first series of the US Navy's standard type battleships. She was commissioned in March of 1916 and operated in the Western Atlantic and the Caribbean until mid-1918, when she went to the British Isles to commence her World War I service. So she entered service in 1916, and there was 2 ships in the series. The ship boasts an above average ability to change direction and an above average armour thickness, greater resistance to all forms of armour penetration. One disadvantage is a below average maximum movement speed. So, onto the statistics. It has a survivability rating of 56, an artillery rating of 76, AA defence is currently 50, manoeuvrability 18 and concealment 47. It has maximum hit points of 48,200 and has armour between 13 and 457mm thick, and a torpedo damage reduction currently at 18%. So we'll have a look at the armour first, and then we'll go on to what my loadout currently is. I've currently got the ship maxed out. So fore and aft, end armour is at 30mm. Fore end plating is 19. Fore end deck is the same. The fore end and thwart ship is 25, and then in certain areas it's 330, as you can see just there. Torpedo protection at the side is 25, as you can see just on the side there highlighted. The conning tower bottom protection is 76. Conning tower sides is 406, so it should provide plenty of protection there for our turrets. Conning tower top is 127. Side plating is 13, so there is a slight vulnerability there. And top side plating is again also 13. So as you can see from this diagram we've got up on the screen, the main weakness is the teal green kind of colour. The yellow is next up, so it's anything between 29 and 33 on the armour thickness. So the majority of the armour thickness on this battleship is to protect the main turrets. Okay, so if we now move on to my loadout. So obviously ammunition wise you have your standard high explosive shells and your armour piercing shells. On the consumables you have your standard damage control party and your repair party. Now the third option, you can choose 3 different options. So one being the catapult fighter, which follows your ship and automatically attacks enemy aircraft, so it's a boost on your AA defence. We have a spotter, which increases your shell grouping of your main battery. And we also have an enhanced secondary targeting. Now I like the secondary targeting, like playing close quarters, so I tend to go with that. So obviously I've got numerous boosters there, and I've got the new flag system which has just come with the new update. So let's move on to upgrades. So there's 4 upgrades available on the ship. So going into the first one, I currently have the main battery mod 2 option installed. So this increases the traverse speed or the turn speed of my main batteries. So I currently have an increase on that of 15%, and my main battery reload time is up by 5% as well. You also have 2 other options, so you can boost your secondary battery or boost the AA guns. The second option, I've installed the Part B hull type. This upgrades my hit points and my rudder shift time. So the third option, Targeting Systems Mark IV, is currently installed. That gives me a fire range increase of 10% and a main battery firing range of 14.6 kilometers. So the other 2 options that are here are in other slots. So we've already covered one, which is Nevada Hull B. So in my final slot I have an increased engine ability, so the maximum speed on the ship now is up to 20 knots. As you can see, it's a nice little battleship. I do like this battleship. So all we're going to do is we'll do the same as what we did in the last run through. I'm just going to stick some boosters on. Haven't got many left because I've been playing the latest arena battles. We'll stick the rust bucket on. That looks rather nice, as you can see. Okay, and let's load up the mission. So let's go this way for a change. And straight away there we've got a battleship. So the Bayern is a tier 5 battleship. So we're a bit outgunned there. What else we got? Got a New Mexico, which is tier 5. Seems to be a lot of tier 5s on the opposite team, but then we have got a few as well there. So this should be interesting. It's a nice opening hit. And here's the bulk of the battleships. So there's a Nevada, so at least we're hitting equal. Oh, we're starting to get a bit close to the next Nevada now. So our secondary batteries should start any second. Let's activate the booster. And there we go. That's one took out. But now we've got these bearing down on us. Oh, one I can take out. Well, somebody's really giving these a good pounding. So that's good. It's what we want. That's another one took out. So we're doing quite well at the moment. So I think we're going to get turned and get up here. There's only 2 battleships left. And here comes the Queen Elizabeth, which is a tier 5 battleship, I do believe. Yep, tier 5 class. And there we go, game over. So as you can see, not a bad little battleship. I think the only thing that I don't like about this ship is the reload time on the main batteries, but however that has been boosted a bit. One thing I didn't show you before we went into the game was the commander I'm using. So I'm using George Dewey, and he's currently a level 15 commander. So I'll just go into his profile. So what I've currently got equipped on here is my AA damage is increased by 10%, and my firing range is also increased. I've got the traverse speed of my battleship guns is increased by 0.9 of degree per second. So this is all about trying to get my main batteries round to what I'm firing. So once I've took out one on one side and I want to go to the other side, it should move quicker. My movement speed is been increased by 3%. It's mainly because this ship hasn't got a brilliant turn rate, so it's all been designed to increase that. And also an increase on the range of my main guns, mainly because of, if you're on a game playing tier 5 battleships, you at least want to get a bit of range on top, because most tier 5 battleships do have a better range than a tier 4, obviously. Okay, I've also on this commander got the Legend tier 1 operating, so that currently is selected for will to rebuild. So the rate of repair per second when I activate a repair has been increased by 0.5%. And in order for this ability to be active, I have to be within 1.5 kilometers of an allied ship. So the base trait on this commander is torpedo detectability range has been increased by 6.4%, and inspirations I've currently got on this is the battleship's main gun AP shell damage has been increased by 0.25%, and I've also got the shell grouping of my battleship's main guns has been increased by 2.5%, so I should get better hits. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm hoping to get on soon, and as you can see on here, we've got the New York battleship, I've got the Texas as well. So before I move on to the tier 5 battleships. I want to get them done as well. So currently we're keeping with the United States, but I will be moving over. I have got various other ships as well, so for Great Britain, and I've got a few ships for Japan at the moment, so we will be going through them as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Happy gaming.